I need help. Is this wrong?
No, that's the wrong side.
That's the right side.
Yeah.
On like a real stupid time.
You see me?
Hi guys. So while we set up our timer, I'm just gonna say hi, and y'all are finally getting to meet Lupe, and y'all are seeing me again for the
After 2 weeks?
after 2 weeks. Today we are at Botanical Gardens, which I wanted to bring y'all to for a while,
Yeah, we were planning this for like a very long while.
a very long while.
And it just kept going back and back and back.
It was not a big priority, but of course, the one day that we want to come, it's smoggy and looks like it's gonna rain. Today, we're going to be talking about body image because I think recently I've been going through a lot of those emotions in my head. Yeah. And it kind of just popped into my head. I went through my YouTube and it was a suggestion, and I was like, hey, Lupe, let's do a video on body image. But today, it's not going to be clips and a lot of editing in this video. It's going to be more of just like a podcast kind of visual or something.
Yeah.
I am going to show you all a little bit more of Botanical Gardens because I know that you'll like to see Trinidad. So, yeah. And we're going to talk about body image at the same time. So, we have a lot to talk about, but
We dropped down some points because it's a very broad topic.
we split it up into stages of our lives because we've gone through different emotions from child,
different
teen,
stages.
adult, etc. Yeah. So we're gonna start off the child, and hopefully you'll
Could relate to some of this. I know everybody has like different experiences.
Yeah.
And they view themselves in different ways. So we're just going to talk about
that.
what we experienced during these times in our lives and what we're still experiencing right now.
Like last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Time not even a thing anymore. Okay, so body image. As a child, let's start with the children. As a child, I can tell you that I had like a pot belly. I used to get bullied a lot, but by my friends' siblings because we were very close.
Wait, what?
Don't.
Okay.
As a child, I got bullied by people in school, and also because I was like, big bone. That's what they like to call me. But people just told me that I looked fat. They literally told me to my face, and it was very detrimental to my mental health.
Well, my experience, I could say mine is definitely different to yours.
Yeah.
Because, well, obviously I'm big bone.
Yeah.
But I never really had anybody come up to me and be like,
"You're fat."
I know, right?
That's
like, as a child. That's ridiculous.
It really was ridiculous. And I think it's like the school that I probably went to because people were just really, and I just, it affected me going
especially
forward.
in your childhood, like anything that happens during that time is gonna affect you like forever.
Especially as a child, your brain is now, trying to adapt and figure out stuff, and
you're basically a magnet.
Yeah.
And like telling a child you're fat.
It took a while to try and get rid of that whole thing. I mean, I reached almost 17, still feeling like I needed to like starve myself to a certain degree. Ask Lupe, I used to be on full-on diets and cleanses and
24/7.
But I've kind of gone through that and it's kind of changed. But nobody's ever actually gone up to you and called you fat.
No.
I mean, that's
different. That's a different level.
Yeah. If you're a child, you will grow out of anything if you feel like you feel a little big, or you see people being mean to you or in some way. Don't fucking take it on people. Bitches.
True.
But last time when we went to the beach. Oh yeah, we went to the beach. When was it?
Sunday. Yeah.
What's today? Tuesday.
It was on Sunday.
It was on Sunday. It was packed for the beach that we went to. I'll insert a clip. Okay.
But it was really good.
It was calming and not chaotic. We went to Shagrams. But tween.
Yeah.
Tween is the ages of 10 to
So like
13,
yeah,
around that age.
that
And
time.
ooh,
I feel like at that time a lot was going on.
that time is like the worst time of your life, honestly, but
Yeah.
also the best because you get a lot. You're still running around with people. I mean, back in whatever our day was, not like it's back in the day, but
Well,
we used to
it's
run
changed
around.
a lot.
It's changed a lot. Changed a lot, and I mean, I don't know what
That time,
10-year-olds do
yeah,
now.
I would have been like in my last 2 years in primary school. So yeah,
That was SEA time. SEA is our secondary entrance
Entrance
assessment. So secondary school, we do an exam to get into
so
secondary school. So that everybody tells you that that's like life or death. You have to go
yeah,
through
like
this
if you do
exam,
bad, it's like
and like already
detrimental and like
that's going through your head. And then you have also parties and
dealing with friends,
boys and
all
all
these
kind
things.
of crap going through your head at that one time. I mean, I remember I used to break out in hives, me, and stress and skin and stuff. I wasn't able to sleep because I was scratching so much, and it's a lot. I think that if you're not going through something with body image through that time, something might be wrong because it's just something that you have to go through. You're
But
changing.
I feel like for me, my thoughts on body image really started like after that stage. So more along like 13, 14, 15.
Mhm.
At that age, I feel like I was now
Like it was more of a concept.
yeah, grasping like what it is and
Because people were telling you
Yeah.
about it. Whereas
That's the
before you
time
were
where
like, I don't know what this is.
people
Whereas
start to compare themselves
so
to
many
one
people
another.
in my life would have just turned like, you're fat. Anyway.
But yeah,
I get where she's coming from. And yeah. It's just something that you're gonna have to go through. And if you are going through it, know that it's a part of your life and you're gonna go through it and that's the end of it.
yeah.
If you have other things going
All
on,
bad things come to an end eventually.
Yeah. So I think at that age, body image should be your least categorized problem. I know it's definitely going to be a problem.
But I feel like at that age, it shouldn't be like
The
main
main one.
priority.
The main one, yeah. Try and figure out what makes you happy truly. What people make you happy, not the people that will turn around and call you fat. And also,
I feel like also for us, we're talking about being called fat, but like for some people, they would be called skinny.
Yeah,
and like
that's so true.
tall and all these other things.
And
it's like,
lanky, pole. What was the next one? You're
There's
just
too much
bitches.
things
How could
to
you
be
turn
talking
around?
about.
Okay, first of all, to all the bullies out there, how could you turn around and tell another human being that's breathing, must tell you, they're breathing, that they're tall, lanky, fat, skinny, short? It's none of your flicking business, honestly.
I feel like bullies, they just go through their own traumatic things.
Yeah,
and,
but don't project it on other
project it,
people.
which is really bad.
It is really bad. It's hurtful, and you could tell, it's affected me to a point because when I was younger, I was called fat, and yes, I've gone over the hurdle and I've figured it out to some degree, but at the same time, it's affected you.
I feel like there are some things once you ring that bell, you can never take it away. Like once somebody says to you, you're fat or you're tall or you're skinny, that's the main thing you think about in your head all the time.
Yeah, and words are sharp and they hurt, so make sure you think about what you're gonna say before you say it.
Yeah.
That's very important.
On to the next.
On to the next teen, teen, which is 13 to 17. Ooh, this one is a
lot. This is like where everything is
like heightened
in your face.
Yeah, and you have to deal with it as
24/7.
Yeah, and you're now being looked at as an individual. Well, hopefully, but being looked at more as an individual than somebody that needs to depend on somebody else.
Yeah.
So whatever you're going through alone.
And I feel like for us, being going to all girls schools, it would have been like 10 times worse.
I think actually it might have helped.
I don't think so.
Because
like
seeing people, well, there were some people that were there for you.
But at that age, girls are like hella petty.
Offline.
and they just like do anything to get at you. Like they would say things not because they mean it, but they just wanna.
I have some stories. I've gone through a lot of experimental phases in my life. You could call it that, right?
Sure, because
We
I mean,
can
they're
call
over.
it that.
So.
And let's just say that it's in the past. But
And
I'm
we
glad
thank
that
God
I
for
got.
that, yeah.
I'm glad that I went through it. Yeah.
I mean, you have to experience things to know, like,
Yeah.
what's good, what's bad.
It's definitely part of body image. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a little lost. Not that I'm very found right now, but I was a little lost. But I know myself a little better now. I'm a little bit more comfortable in my skin. I wasn't back then. I thought that I was around a lot slimmer people. As much as we're talking about body image now, the faster that you realize that it's
I feel
it
like,
doesn't matter.
yeah, and once you realize that it's you against the world, and like you need to stand your ground, you need to be there for yourself most importantly, because nobody else is going to be there for you. Like if you just sit there and dwell on what other people have to say, like you're not going to get anywhere. And in this life, you need to get somewhere. I feel like for me, I am thick-built, obviously, and I have a huge ass. And this could be a good thing and a bad thing, but like for me, I knew what I wanted in my life, and like boys would just be like, they would want to get to know you, and we all know what they would want to get to know you for, and you just need to stand your ground and know what you're about.
I think also,
especially during that phase of your life.
But there are some girls that are a little bit more. I mean, I'm gonna call y'all insecure, but it's a real thing.
Well, yeah, I know there are girls who
I'm
really
insecure,
struggle,
right?
And that's where they find their security.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with having a boy,
yeah,
or boyfriend,
or wanting to hear that you're beautiful
and you mean something to somebody.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but like you need to know who you are outside of that.
Yeah.
Like when you're by yourself, like where do you stand? How do you feel about yourself? Because I feel like some people solely depend on other people and other reassurances and all of that for them to feel wanted or loved.
Yeah.
So
it's a touchy topic, but I mean, all of these things, you're gonna go through, but do something outside of that relationship or that companion, something. Because that's actually, I used to struggle with that. I used to struggle with relationships. I still struggle with it to a degree, and I found, I mean, as difficult as it is, I found that pushing myself to line or hang out with my female friends or with people other than the people that I were pursuing at the time gave me some perspective.
Yeah, it's beneficial.
Yeah. So I mean, figure out what makes you you, and if the person then has excuses to go certain places after, when you figured out, okay, I like to skate in a skating rink, and the other person doesn't like to, tell them, that's really something that you want to do.
Yeah, you're interested in
and
that.
If they aren't kind of budging at all, then for sure, then what are they, then you can step back and analyze, okay, are they really,
what are their intentions?
Yeah.
Like
now skating rink is just an example.
I feel like at that age too, if you find somebody who you're interested in and you'll develop a relationship or whatever it may be, you tend to block out everybody else.
Yeah.
And that can be kind of bad, because let's say that person leaves, you're stuck there and you're like, I don't know what to do from here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I keep like reiterating the point that you need to know who you are alone, besides like your friends, your boyfriend, even your family.
This whole talk has just turned into like advice. Not even body image, but
like
it has a lot to do with
body image.
Yeah, it does. I mean, so we will title this video body image, but your body image has a lot to do with your mental strength and your mental adjustability. But as a teen, you are going through a lot of struggles with not only body image, but trying to figure out who you are,
keeping up with school,
keeping up with family and their expectations of you, and keeping up your expectations of yourself. So there are a lot of things, that you're probably going through right now, and we went through them, and every single person, no matter what shit they tell you, like they're fine and they're happy. Yeah.
And I feel like body image, like when I think about body image, social media also has like a huge role to play in this.
Good and bad. I wanted to bring that up actually. So I actually was propelled in the direction of accepting my body because of social media, because I saw more women standing up for their stretch marks or their
And
curves.
like, yeah,
and,
I mean, like when you see people out there who are confident and like you can relate to them,
yeah,
you feel a sense of reassurance. And
Yeah.
you're like, you know, I can do this.
yeah,
I have this.
This is ideally why we are doing this, because you know, it's, you all need to know that you're not alone. It's something very natural, something very real
yeah.
and common that everybody goes through. Teens.
Yeah,
So,
teen years.
I mean, we could go on, and it's difficult to say it in this one video. But it is a thing. Body image is something that,
and I feel like we
real.
may feel comfortable in our skin now, and you would be comfortable talking about it. But there are people who are like way older than us and still struggling, like more than us to accept themselves. So I feel like you shouldn't expect to reach 20 and be comfortable with your skin. Like everybody's journey is different. So us talking about it, like, don't compare ourselves. We're not comparing ourselves to anybody else. Everybody has their own journey to journey. Journey to journey, guys.
No, but she's right. Everybody has their own path and future ahead of them, and it's just about going through it the way you go through it, and nobody else going through it with you. You are going through it alone. You're born alone. You're gonna die alone. You're gonna go through life.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I know it's kind of a harsh reality, but it is
what
true.
It is.
And it's scary, you know, to be alone. I mean, I asked Seth to drop us here because I was scared to drive. Well, an alarm went off. Trinidad on a whole is a different story with regards to crime, rape. I have a lot of horror stories. We've gotten a lot of young women.
Yeah.
That's a big one as well with
I
body
feel like
image.
so much is happening.
Yeah.
In that area, and like there's no coverage about it at all.
There is coverage, but it's more of the people standing up for.
I mean, like from the higher heads, like the government.
Yeah.
They talk about it for like a week or two, and then
it kind of just fades. But I mean, I'm not those people's parents, their family, whoever. But I, honest to God, telling you all that I have nightmares of going anywhere by myself. And it's not just Trinidad, because there's other rapes and murders and stuff. I mean, it's just been so in your face here that it's scary. You're scared to go out, and
that really affects you mentally. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know what we could do here on this video to help in any regard, but I know that as women, if we see other women in trouble or saying anything or looking distressed, or
it's not gonna hurt you to
it's
help.
not, yeah, or just confront the person, say, "Are you okay?"
That would go a very long way.
That would go a very long way, because there are people that are in very abusive relationships, and it doesn't have to be hitting, and you know, it can be anything mentally, and they are struggling. You know, you as a woman should at least use your power and go to them. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps from talking about it.
Just be open-minded, and you know,
yeah,
be aware.
Yeah. That's a great thing to bring up about body image. But when I was younger, I thought that I had to sexualize myself a lot. That was one of the struggles that I went through. Short pants, trying to look pretty,
keeping up with trends,
things. And then there were a lot of people, you know, that because of that struggle, I had a lot of people not calling me fat anymore, but calling me a slut, or you know,
I mean, like, you change from one way to the next, and then there's another problem.
Yeah.
Like, it never ends. And you can never please everybody. Like, once you're happy, that's the only thing that should matter.
Yeah.
And I could totally relate with, like, the short pants thing.
Yeah. And
so weird.
I mean, I don't like to talk about politics, but there was a big thing with our Prime Minister. And somebody got raped and killed right there in the savannah. I'll take a video of this one, and I'll put it over this video. And her body got dumped in there. She was a Asian woman, a Chinese woman that used to play pan. And
oh yes,
she was dressed up for carnival, and everybody dresses, you know, in like literally swimsuit, top, whatever. But
minimal,
you know, minimal. Yes,
minimal.
But, I mean, we enjoy ourselves. We look pretty for us. And our Prime Minister turned around and said she looked for it because she was dressed
something along those lines. It was just like very.
It was.
It was something that should have never happened.
It should have never been said. It was enough talking about politics. But
when
Man.
you started to talk about the short pants, right?
it's
thought
infuriating
about
what our men believe they can say about women.
exactly, and I feel like people say, okay, you dress this way, you look for that or whatever. Like I would walk the street in my school uniform, and men would be like, "Hey, where you going? You want to live?"
Oh my gosh,
in
there's
my
so
school uniform, are
many
you serious?
gross.
So
Gross
you can
people.
never say somebody look for it by the way they
Yeah.
dress or whatever. Like
That's
that's
low.
ridiculous.
It's low and disgusting to turn around and tell somebody, you know, that's dressed in a skimpy outfit. This might be skimpy, but gives a shit. It's not. You are not there to comment on
And
the
I was
person's
listening to
outfit.
a podcast recently, and it was a guy. It was two guys actually, and they were saying that they're not saying how you dress is how people would look at you, but at the same time, you should know how you dress and expect something along those lines.
Something along those
And I
lines.
was saying, what? Like y'all recorded this and posted it after listening to this, and I don't understand. My brain is too small.
And
understand
edited it
this.
after, or to some degree, had to
Listen
listen
to
to it.
yourself say that. Like
put
you
it
don't
up.
have a mother, you don't have a grandmother, you have a sister,
And it's not
What?
it's not just men, you know, there are women as
who
well.
have that same mentality. Yeah,
that how
I know.
you look for it, or you looking to put yourself in a situation,
I
or
know
you
personally people have
not
said,
supposed to be wearing so and so,
Mhm.
or you. I don't wear bras. I mean, Lupe knows this. Everybody knows that I don't wear bras. This was just a thought of mine later on in life, and it's not about being sexual or whatever. I just
you want to be comfortable.
yeah, and I don't like to wear bras. And I used to get pains everywhere because I wore bras, so I don't wear bras anymore. And that's nobody else's business. It's a topic, yeah, if we want to talk about it as women, sure. But at the same time, if I don't wear bras and I'm confident without wearing bras,
Why should it bother anybody else?
yeah, and
I
there's a
don't.
lot of older women that would be watching me wear it.
Yeah,
or,
and they'll be like,
what is she
wrong with
doing?
you?
I'd be like,
Women,
"What is she
we should be
doing?"
standing up for one another, not bringing us.
Yeah,
one
bringing each
another
other down. I think now, as Generation Z, I found out we're not millennials, we're Generation Z. We can use whatever this is, this voice, and tell you all that, you know, there are gonna be opinions,
A lot.
a lot of opinions, but what are you happy doing?
At the end of the day, it's just you.
Yeah. Right. We reached adults, which is what we are. Scarily. Adults, like Lupe said, there are people who are older than us that are still struggling with this topic.
I feel like we don't really have much to say in this category
because we're still trying to
still at
figure
the
it
beginning
out. Yeah.
stages of it.
But I can tell you all, and Lupe could tell you what we're going through right now. Hopefully that suffice. Wait until your weakness becomes your strength.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I always tell myself. Just keep going.
Well,
until your weaknesses
okay.
become your strengths. And it's much harder, much more harder.
Much harder.
It's harder said than done. Right? It's harder said than done.
Yeah.
I feel like that goes for everything. It's harder said than done.
I think right now, I mean, I'm a little bit more comfortable in my body, but there are some days like when I have to go to the beach and I don't have anything to wear, or especially when you live in a third world country and things are a little bit more difficult to get. You don't have
when we're
much
talking about
nice stuff.
bathing suits, then I was like, okay, I have to get a large bottom and a small top. And
oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, you have to buy two completely different bathing suits to get the perfect
or
size.
You have
or
to look for a special thing. Oh my god, my feet, y'all, my feet are huge. And I always have to it's never really my size in the pretty shoe with the little 4 size. Yeah. It's frustrating. But I mean, big feet women, if you're out there, bounce there. I know, my mom always used to make fun of me, call me piano toes. I love you, Mom. Anyway, but what we're talking about right now. Is there anything right now that you comes up in your life where you struggle with your body image?
I feel like right now I am very comfortable where I am, but not 100%, obviously. I still have things to work on.
With regards to what? with regards to
Sorry, yeah.
it's a harsh topic to talk about, honestly, because we're living it now. I mean, we could talk about teen and we went through it already, so it's a joke now, but I mean, it's very emotional, this whole topic right now, what we're going through in certain points. I mean, we are comfortable, yes, to a degree, but at the same time, there are days where you don't feel as confident or you don't feel like you are pretty. Other days,
Yeah.
there are days
Sorry,
where
my
you
mind
just
is very far.
it's starting to kind of mellow out. But
Yeah,
yeah, there are days that
for sure. Like, yeah, there are days when you wake up and like,
eating helps me.
I feel like the beach is my happy place.
Yeah, or do like a facial something or paint
Yeah,
your
like everybody
nails
knows what
and then you
makes
feel
them
better. I just
confident.
don't understand what happens, but like when you start to clean yourself, you just feel pretty.
That's so true.
Mia, my sister had she found out that she likes to light candles, and apparently it's like her thing now. I'm so proud of her because now the candle is almost done. I just visited her not too long ago, but the candle is almost done, and she's like, "Yeah, it's my thing." But yeah, just do those little things that make you happy. If you're not feeling confident that day, take it as a self day, and you don't have to be confident for anybody else, but you have to figure out how to be confident for yourself.
I feel like me, my happy thing is walking. Like, I just love moving.
Oh yeah, and she walked here not too long ago in the sun.
Well, yeah, that was a mistake, but a mistake we're not gonna make again. I literally reached over a tan. But it's okay.
This hot.
It's okay.
She's like, yeah, it was real hot. I don't want to go back. Some stupidness you said, and I was like, well, what time did you go, Lupe? And in the tropics, you're not supposed to go anywhere
In the
around
sun between
12
like 10 to 2. Somewhere around there.
Because the sun is the hottest around that time, and she decides, I'm gonna go for a walk. Blazing.
It was good though.
It was good though.
But I was burnt afterwards.
I was burnt afterwards. But do we have anything else to cover on this topic? I think take away from this podcast.
You say that, and I feel like I have so much more to say. But like,
for now, take away from this video is
love yourself for who you are.
Yeah.
And also, it's hard, but
Yeah.
you're gonna get through it
And
eventually.
Don't try. I know it's easy to say. Don't take on what people think or say. I know that I still take it on to a certain degree, but try. But because we have limited time, I would like to just tell you all bye. And once again, I hope that you all enjoy the video and took something out of it.
Most important.
Yeah. Peace.
Bye.